Hey, what's good, guys? It's AJZulu here, bringing you another replay commentary, and this time I'll be playing Tide Hunter in the offlane with Silencer. Um, Silencer is just another random player, but I'm in a party with Phantom Assassin and playing in the safe lane. Mm, Going for a fast poor man shield here with Lich being in the safe lane. Gonna wait for him to place an observer ward, which will most likely be somewhere over here or maybe up above, somewhere here. Now, a very non-traditional offlaner anti-mage. We're not gonna question their decisions. And Wind Ranger with two circlets, and then oh, so sorry about that. The main reason is just like that I picked this replay is just there's like a lot of action in the off lane. Of course, Tide Hunter very tanky, and he just wants to go in, use Anchor Smash, reduce the enemy's damage. Unfortunately, here I don't have any Fairy Fire to heal myself. Just a bunch of tangos, a lot of tangos, because I want to be really aggressive. And Silencer, every kill he gets is just more into him, so that's all good. I honestly don't really mind dying as long as my Silencer gets the int, and if he gets the int, then he will get fat. And if I'm aggressive, then this sniper here couldn't really get any last hits. Though the biggest problem and challenge in this lane is that these two enemies are both range and I am melee. I also did not spot out this ward at all. I didn't see her place it when we were blocking the camp and stuff. So they have full vision here. But of course, quacks, very triggering. I believe there was like one point where I almost missed a kill, or I missed a kill just because of the quacks. And Silencer, 2 minutes 8 int, can't complain about that. And he applauds me. Okay, that's too kind, too kind. But that's all it is. Anyways, while we have time, we have Storm Spirit in the mid versus Weaver. Another Our Weaver is quite uncommon mid lane, of course, but can be quite strong in the early stage of the laning phase, while Storm Spirit might not have his ulti just yet. Arguably, the skill build is not that good, since you want a point in the swarm to do extra minus armor to make your right click do more damage, and also a way that if Storm ever goes into the tree lines, Weaver will be able to spot him. Just checking the rune, bounty rune, just in case there might be one there, and just walking around. See this pull happening, just decide to stop that. I took a little bit too much damage, so we couldn't just fight there. Half HP is gone. They're both full, so just gonna back off and regen up. As long as Silencer gets decent farm, it's all okay in the offlane. While here, not really, or don't really remember how the laning stage happened, but it seems to be standard. Anti-mage is having a hard time with his low armor, and Lich is just spamming his first skill whenever he can, or though he might die, or maybe not, he'll get away. Pretty cool. Okay, pretty good that Weaver got a point in the swarm. And right now in the lane, just want to zone this sniper out. As you can see, his last hit is at a 9, while anti-mage in the offlane is getting more farm than the safe lane sniper. I really need to. I really wonder that if anti-mage is in the safe lane instead of sniper, his mana burn might actually do more damage to me instead of this sniper. And burning all my mana, I cannot use anchor smash. But since he is range, he is melee, um, I will have one small advantage, um, being able to get up close and not take any right clicks, compared to sniper being able to hit me once or twice and get a duck shot on me and I get slowed and even more damage. Weaver, um, ahead of this even with the Storm Spirit, and Silencer being in the offlane with me is also getting more CS. Another part in this game is possibly I should get 1 point into Gush to have that 40% slow, and that might just help my Silencer to get more right clicks off. And here I got it at level 4, but Silencer got a little bit too many attacks in. Sniper here got only 1. Well, it's certainly just 40% chance on flat level, damage 15 at all levels. Yeah, that's, oh, that shot. I think I only needed one shot, one hit to kill her. Just one hit, maybe. Yeah, it's just basically one hit, but then that duck really stopped me. Stopped me there. Weaver here, I don't think he ever got a bottle. A bottle on Weaver could be really good, especially if you are forced into the mid lane, since you can easily just use Sakushi, run tops, check for the rune, and max movement speed. There's none, that's fine. Run bottom, perfect, or run to get bounty runes, and it's all good. Or store like a double damage and then slowly walk up top, and then Sakushi in with the double damage to get a very easy gank off. Crystal Maiden gone for a null talisman early game, and Wind Ranger deciding to get a magic wand against boop, another kill. I think this is just a, yeah, just a simple gush. Sniper was all alone. I don't, though we don't know Crystal Maiden is like way back here, way back there. We just see that Sniper is all alone, so it's like, okay, let's go. I have 40% slow, and Silencer was made the good decision to get last word for that extra burst damage, since his Glaive of Wisdom wouldn't do that much in the early stages of the game. Int damage 50%, and he has around 50-ish int, even with 10 plus intelligence in 7 minutes into the game. Not as much as last word, basically. Chris Maiden doing a pull, so it's like just gonna contest that, though I did not get too many last hits. And I was like, okay, you wanna fight, let's just go. I have 10-1 charges, it's all fine. 2 more int, and then Weaver is here to secure more kills. 14 int in 26 minutes. Is Wind Ranger gonna get the kill? Hard shot? Uh, it's a good, not even gonna try. But fair enough. Storm Spirit trying to rush for an Orchid, very interesting and also good choice instead of Bloodstone. Team is, or safe lane is not doing that well. 19 last hits to our offlaner Silencer, who's trying to last hit most of the time at 24, and then Weaver mid equal with the Storm, and our safe lane is doing much better than the anti-mage at 15, now being a little bit behind. Anti-mage just, maybe he should have considered an early wand and poor man's shield since he's in the offlane, He's not gonna get any safe farm, and also a point in spell shield. Like, please, like Lich has a has an 8-second cooldown spell, and down he goes. Like, just being too cocky at this point. Wand, style shield, even a raindrop, just to survive the lane and not die. Wind Ranger was top, but didn't really get anything done. I went back to heal up, and since things are going well, I decided to get an urn, but just not enough money to complete it. Urn now could possibly be pretty good on Tide. Gives one full mana regen. It just gives more armor, which you can't complain about armor having the majority of the enemy team right click base. It gives one armor. Just gonna use my ulti there, get an easy kill. Okay, back to Urn. Um, it gives one full mana regen and then just 2 armor. And it just gives, and every kill we get, which we are getting a lot of kills at this point, and we'll continue to try to get more kills and pressure the enemy team while like basically making space for the our other carries. It's a lot of HP healing, and I can also heal the silencer if he ever gets low as well. We were just now going a bit too deep, um, even though he got a pretty good items for the early game. Juan Aquila like has a lot of HP now for a Weaver, but it's just a little bit too deep versus 3 people. Silencer backed out quite okay, or at the right time, but now Storm Spirit is going to try to get a kill. I can't do much about it. But now Storm has no mana, but I'm being quacked. Quacked to death. So I was like, I gotta get out now. There's really nothing I can do for that Storm kill. Weaver missed his swarm. Quite unfortunate. Oh, actually he did hit it, but got frost by the Crystal Maiden, and now it's just being kite like crazy. And that was like a pretty bad death on my part, and then Weaver Storm stayed behind and then got a very good kill. Dived way too deep and definitely not worth it at all. And they also had a ward here by the Crystal Maiden, which is not too bad at all. Again, I think she placed another ward here. Yeah, really did not notice it. Good warding by her. I'll have to maybe buy a sentry and place it somewhere here so it can like get this area, but also this area just in case there's a ward on this side. But another ward here. Wow. I never realized this, that they had wards, because they never really used it to pressure my side at all. So I just couldn't tell. But honestly, these 2 wards kind of overlap in area, so it's not that worth it. If she was gonna place this ward anyways, then she shouldn't place this ward, and maybe use this ward and possibly put it on um as I was saying, place it somewhere else around the map, maybe in the bottom side rune lane for the anti-mage, or mid lane. Here Storm basically jumped on top of me, and I was like shocked. Like, he has a orchid, and I stupidly used my ulti. Silencer maybe did not use his ulti, which could possibly get a return kill, stopping Storm from zipping out. But that is, it's all but too late, and now he has to run, which is fine. I kind of fed 360 gold, which is not the best, Because even after 11 kills, Radiance had better EXP earned, um, and also have better net worth as a whole. But actually, let's check net worth at this point. So as we can see, the net worth is siding into Storm Spirit because of some of the kills that he received, like up here, and also just now, since I have a decent amount of kills to my name. And but as you can see, it's still favoring. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I'm radiant. I'm sorry, that's my bad. But then as you can see, like from our deaths, the graph is going down just a little bit here, because of our deaths. Sorry, I didn't realize that I was radiant for a second there. Took a little bit too much damage. I thought my team would back me up a little bit more, and was expecting the Sancer ulti just a bit sooner. But it was fairly worth it. My death, and they got basically more gold out of it, especially on the Weaver side of things, and most of them lost gold. Very close. Storm Spirit almost got the kill on the Weaver, and Weaver with wand and then time lapse, he got a lot of HP. And yeah, Ring of Aquila and wand gave Weaver just exactly enough stats to survive it. If he just tried to like get a rusher perseverance, no wand, no Aquila, he'll be dead 100%, no doubt about it. Maybe switching to power threats would have helped him survive it even better, but that's just another thing to keep in mind. Phantom Assassin just doing her thing, pushing out the lane, farming up as fast as she can. Storm Spirit lost a lot of net worth there. Sansa and PA taking over. Now I just want to get some items. I feel like farming up top isn't doing me too well, and with that extra mana regen, I'm just able to just spam my anchor smash much better. I was so shocked how this Storm Spirit, like I just have to look at it again. Like I saw like, okay, he's just gonna run up, I'm gonna ulti on top of him. Like and he got really close. Like he got so close, I'm like, whoa, he's so close. He is so close. I'm just gonna ulti. And he just walked out. I was like, what? And then it's like, it must be that it's just not stun in an AoE, but just the tentacles have to hit you. And Storm Spirit basically, like I just have to see it, like this miss, these miss, this miss. Like if this hit him, he would have been stunned on the edge, but he just ran out. I was like, I was just shocked. I was like, whoa, what? If he was stunned there, I'm pretty sure we could have bursted him down. Maybe. We don't have any other lockdowns, but I would have minus his armor. He will most likely just spam all of his skills. That was a death storm. But yeah, PA here going down deep, but a little bit too deep. And here just having no stat items, no Aquila to help with the mana regen or wand for that burst of HP to survive and possibly run away, compared to the Weaver. But at least she got a fast Desolator, I guess. It's fine to rush something like this and go very squishy, but going like balls deep to fight isn't like a smart thing to do. Storm Spirit again also doing his own version of balls deep with no wand or even a raindrop could suit him quite well, since again there's still pretty much a lot of decent magic spells to block, like even my gush, Frost Blast, even Silencer thing, but still a bit too deep, and we were able to back up the Silencer and save his life. Now I'm just like a Tide Hunter, 11, 12 charge, Urn of Shadows. CM couldn't really do anything about that. It's either Frost the PA or Frost the Weaver. No matter who she frosts, the other one is gonna kill her. So she shouldn't have been there at all. She should have maybe been like the sniper of hiding in the trees, but even the sniper maybe should have kept the TP on hand. Because I thought in my mind that he was shrapnelling from here, but actually he was in the trees. So it was a good intuition that PA went into the trees to check it out. In any case, she could have checked with her blur passive whether or not an enemy is there. So that is pretty good. But yeah, right now the biggest problem in my mind is that Storm has an Orchid and he's like basically the only threat at this point. AM is just farming as best as he can, but we really don't have to worry too much. I just thought like fuck it, I'm just gonna ulti, but that was really a bad ulti on my part. It only hit the Crystal Maiden and she's only a support. Maybe if I only saved it for the PA when the Storm Spirit came in, we could have turned the fight around. Let's see the gold again. Sniper got a lot of gold. Storm got a lot of gold. It was overall not a good situation. One thing I could say is maybe Silencer should have been with the team a little bit more instead of farming our side of the jungle. As I said in the previous video, we are fairly ahead in kills, so we want to apply pressure to the enemy and push our advantage, because anti-mage is trying to avoid fights and farm up. If we do take this tower, we can then move across the map and let's just quickly see that kill. I don't think it's too much. Crystal Maiden going too far again, and okay. I thought Weaver was to finish the kill, but okay, it was a Silencer. That's a lot of burst damage. 300, and then you're slowed, and then just right clicks from 28 intelligence. That's really a lot. Now I say like, oh, must push the advantage, right? But then I'm like AFKing farm. But at this point, I want to transition better into the mid game, and so I want my Blink Dagger, and that's basically what I'm doing. I don't even have Ravage at this point, so I cannot really contribute much to the team fight. I can basically just tank, but since all of them are ranged, they can just poke my HP down and basically kill me at that point. If it was melee heroes, then I would have a better chance in fights when I don't have my ulti and I can use my Anchor Smash to minus their attack damage against me. So I found that at this point, while Ravage is down, I should just farm my own jungle where it's safe and get my Blink Dagger to have a stronger team fight presence in future fights. Well, now PA is pushing. The enemy wants to defend. Weaver sadly got caught out, silenced. Just a little bit too cocky. One thing I guess he could have done in a panic is just to use his ulti and just try to time lapse back. I think he would come back around here where it's safer, and then he would just have Sakushi up to run away, and Storm Spirit wouldn't be able to ulti in time to reach. So I'm just hiding a little bit, don't want to really fight or throw any leads. Sniper is trying to rush MKB, I suppose, and just very close to Blink Dagger. Don't want to cause any trouble. None of my teammates are here, so don't want to pressure them all that much. And I still have Mango, just in case there is a fight, and I can cast all my spells. And right now, 150 health, I just saw it as, you can almost ignore it, but 50 damage is a lot, and it would really accelerate Tidehunter's farming, like in the jungle with Anchor Smash to get whatever items he needs. PA basically just blinked on the Windrunner while she wasn't looking and bursted her down. Nothing much to it, but I really commend the CM for the warding. I didn't do much warding in this position because I saw myself as a position 4 and just sort of trusted the Lich to do the warding at this point. And now that you cannot sell your mango, so it's like, okay, I'll eat my mango, fill up my HP, and let's just have my blink dagger, and let's just push. But now I just like have 3 HP. Oh man, in this part I really should have used earn on myself, even though I was like 50, 60. I'm sorry about that. 50 or 60 HP. I should still have like earned myself, wanted myself before any fights. Cause I knew if I was ever silenced, Kraken Shell would basically debuff me from the silence, and I'll just use my ulti anyways. But since I didn't have enough HP to even survive, I just died. If I got my ulti off, it would have been a much better fight overall. I think killing Storm and whoever else is there. That's definitely my bad. Like, you have earned, so might as well use it. Stupendous. But even with all the kills, I've been using earn on whoever I can, keeping everyone like silencer alive and keeping them like fairly healthy to be able to keep pushing, keep fighting. Anti-Mage is doing the best that he can, but see, he doesn't have power threats, so he's lacking a lot of attack speed to even farm quickly. He may have a battle fury, sure, but you still need attack speed to farm fast, and it's just slow, and then he just takes more damage because they're dying slower. And now he's trying to rush a Yasha, which Yasha just basically gives almost the same. But no, absolutely not. It's 26 attack speed, but for a much more expensive price. Power chest is just really efficient attack speed. Now I'm just like putting myself in the dewarding position. Let's go back to see what's going on here. Silencer got a little bit caught out. Already used his Hurricane Pike. Could have used his ulti, but just in the heat of the moment. Nice ward by the Crystal Maiden. A little bit too late and still running through her ulti. I came in from the side and just got a triple man ulti, but only could catch 2 Wind Ranger. Just 4 staff away and we couldn't catch her. And now using the earn on everyone I can, keeping them healthy. PA getting her own BKB is not yet, is 15, but choose not to get the 10% lifesteal, which is totally fine. And now with this earn, instead of having, I'm not sure why my mana is going between 2 and 3 mana per second. Anti-Mage now has his Yasha, but still no Tres. Storm jumping in. Sniper, Silencer all alone. Can't. Silencer's all alone, but even with Hurricane Pike can't really get away. Like, have to stick with the team. You already like, we are already at an advantage, and Storm is a pick-off kind of person. He wants to like, he's like an assassin ganker, right? Jump in, get a quick kill, can zip around to make it more difficult for the enemy to catch you. I basically had no fear, but I really underestimated the power of these two, and I basically fed a kill. Could have won it, but Storm still had a fairly decent amount of mana to catch up and get a kill. I imagine that there would be more people to come and TP to defend, but um, my Lich and PA had no TP to come and support. Weaver did his best to come, but it's a little bit too little too late. They got 3 kills on top of that, so can't really complain. It could have gone either way. Go top to defend the tower and then get possibly 2 kills, or here stay and then get 3 kills. But at this point, they are already low, and Storm will be back, so they cannot apply more pressure beyond that. While the enemy team got a tier 1 tower, and at this point, it's more benefit for them to get the tower than to die, especially for anti-mage who doesn't want to die. Sniper is not going to sort of carry late game compared to the anti-mage. So maybe getting the kill on anti-mage and slowing his farm down would be much better. Also with Storm, though Storm also loves to snowball out of control in the early stages of the game. Not saying he couldn't in the later stage, but versus our team, we may lack in stuns, but we are pretty good with like silencer ulti, which forces the Storm to get a BKB, which he doesn't want to do, or maybe Yule's, which is also not such a good item for him. Maybe the best item against silencer ulti is actually Lotus Orb, which is because it still gives armor, it still gives mana regen, and also gives mana pool. So here's just that thing, like sure get Orchid, but then if silencer ultis, you cannot do anything Storm, and then I stun you on top, and then all that's left is for PEA to right click you down. Okay, going back to Storm, again getting Lotus Orb armor against the PA physical damage, and any minus armor coming from Weaver or my skills, mana regen and mana pool for to cast his spells more. So basically how Lotus Orb would work is that if Silencer ever uses ulti, then you cast Lotus Orb on yourself to debuff the silence, and that's about it. That's actually not the best, of course, since there are other things like my ulti stun or Silencer using his last word on Storm, but it's just one option out of the other. Like BKB of course is the best solution, but not the best item for Storm. Anyways, moving on, Anti-Mage is doing his best to like avoid all fights as possible, push out the other lanes and get towers. He actually pushed our top tower down and bottom, which I can commend him for it. And then he's just trying to farm the jungle. Like he's doing sort of the right thing, because joining any fights would just lead him to die anyways. I still think that he should get treads, because it's still like good attack speed. Like he might even push this tower down much faster, like compared to getting a basher. Anyways, now we group as 5. I have my Blink Dagger, now going to build a Guardian Greaves. Guardian Greaves is actually really good this game because you can debuff silences in an AoE, heal, and it's just armor for your whole team. I still have 8 seconds left, so I just want to stay back to not get my Blink Dagger off cooldown, but also not too far away where I cannot initiate. But now I get more earn. Just waiting for myself to use that earn, if at all. And now it's just triple. I might have used my gush on the wrong hero, but Sniper is not getting away anyways at this point. Unfortunately, Storm Spirit ran and got the silencer. which is a bit of a shame. And now just healing my PA up to full. Even though she gets Aegis, you want to keep it as long as possible. I jumped in like really badly, got ultied by the AM and died to the Crystal Maiden ulti right there. So yeah, mech is just really good. If I ever get silenced by the storm, I'll just be able to mech it off and then ulti and not have to rely on my Kraken Shell to debuff myself. I can just use it and the mana is basically for free. It's lower cooldown on the mech itself. Just not quite enough damage, and Weaver having Lincoln Sphere. No, sorry, this is Storm, but yeah, Weaver still has a Lincoln Sphere to block it. I don't know why he's building a Lotus Orb.
This should make my life easier.
I just like at this point you just build Desolator, or you can build possibly even Daedalus, since PA is the one with the Desolator. But whatever. He wants to be tanky and not be more of a nuisance, I suppose. PA now just going crazy. I'm just here to break the Lincolns for the PA. I thought she would just blink in, but she decided to go for the Windrunner, who had Windrun for a second there, which made her miss. But the mech basically saving me. I even have more wand charges, and I'm just a tanky guy. Mech and Urn all giving me up to 25-ish armor, and I know a lot of people just like to get refresher. Like, you basically arcane, blink, refresher. That's just what I see. But what does refresher really do besides ulti? Well, you get 2 ultis, but at some time, or sometimes you may not even have enough mana to cast the full combo, and that's really what Guardian Greaves actually helps as well. With refresher, gives you more mana at this point, and there's really no rush at this point to get a refresher. Unfortunately, my ulti there was a little bit wasted. I'm just trying to save the Lich, which I did. Anti-mage at this point, really close to dying, not quite, but my mech really saving him there. Lost a lot of mana, so wanded and earned, but anti-mage at this point cannot really fight anymore, so have to run away. I think I die here, just going in a little bit too deep again. Like, my HP wasn't full, I don't really have ulti to contribute, just gush and walk away, gush, walk away. There's no need to anchor smash anybody. It doesn't do that much damage in the long run, let's be honest. Just be around for the mech, the heals, and those kinds of things. Only maybe to counter initiate. Someone is going on top of someone, you blink in an anchor smash and then reduce the enemy's damage that way in an actual fight. But at this point, the enemy team kind of made a decent defense. Sniper is still trying to finish his MKB. I'm not yeah, it can't be in the it can't be in the courier just yet. Storm is trying to get an Aghanim, most likely. So he doesn't need to cast Vortex to break the Lincolns, but just cast it next to Weaver and it would just auto select Weaver. Also, that a lot of our team, Weaver and PA, especially needs to be fairly close. it could be a pretty good stun for the whole team. Anti-mage kinda messed up, but yeah, I just don't like his build at this point. And PA is just way too farm for him. I must disagree with Aghs in this game, and since we're already winning really heavily, just gonna go for Mask of Madness. Classic right click build. That 150 damage. Let's go. But Aghs this game is 450 gold. Really isn't doing too much for our team fights. There's a lot of enemies that can get away from the Chain Frost already. Anti-Mage Blink, Storm Spirit Zip, Windrunner just runs away and won't really get slowed. Sniper and Crystal Maiden are the only two that would benefit, or no, that would get the majority of the damage. But Lich ulti already bounces like 10 times, and it's quite rare to get all 10 in the first place. The only time that you would get 10 is if you unluckily bounce it to the creep wave, in which how does Aghanims would help anybody anyways. So I would think Aghanims would be an better use. That 4.5k gold would be better used for like a Glimmer Cape, um, Glimmer Cape, Ghost Scepter, so that even the Anti-Mage. Yeah, basically I just use ulti on the Storm Spirit to lock him down. It's just running over at this point. But anyways, yeah, Anti-Mage, Windrunner, Sniper, Storm Spirit, like these four people right click. And then you just click one item on a Ghost Scepter. They can't hit you anymore. They can't do anything. And it would let you survive even longer. So that your teammates can possibly help you, or you may even be able to get away. PA thought like, no, we cannot end now, so it's like, okay, fine, let's just get mega creeps. Lich is definitely contributing with his 150 damage, and I am with my own 50 damage. Let's go. Silencer is definitely incredibly intelligent. Can't complain. And Weaver with his double Lotus Orb Lincoln Sphere. The Anti-Mage dream. He just wants to be like Anti-Mage. Something that blocks spells and repel the spells. But yeah, that like let's see how I want to actually go back. I want to count how many bounces that was. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect 10. Wow. Wow, that's perfect 10. And it would have ended there. But with Axe it could continue, but it didn't. It killed everybody. Aghanims on Lich is just a very niche item. It's not a must buy Aghanims like a AA Aghs, or like who really needs an Aghanims? Like even Wind Ranger Aghanims is like a must buy. But yeah, that's the end of the game. I must give credit to Crystal Maiden for continuing to ward throughout the entire game. She did place some really nice wards in some locations that are more difficult to find. I myself, in the mid stages of the game, decided to buy my own set of wards, which ended up making me the majority of ward buyers, and rewarded at some common spots. Since I didn't see her place any wards, I can only guess to where are the most common spots, which I can definitely commend her for trying. Like 20 sentries to kill Weaver, which she did like, sorry, that's not her stats, but she killed him like 3 times, and these 2 other times might have been solo kills, which does count in the long run. Anti-mage being in the offlane definitely did not help the enemy team. Um, Maybe AM being in the safe lane to burn my mana would hold me back from being able to apply pressure, but in return I would be able to use Anchor Smash against him and stop him from farming much better. Um, but yeah, the enemy team pretty screwed themselves over with the in the picking stage. The sniper being in the off lane could apply some decent pressure against the PA in the early stages with shrapnel. So I'm really not sure if these two switching places might change anything. Storm Spirit definitely should have gone for another item besides Lincoln Sphere. Going for like still Bloodstone would be good, but with Silencer's ulti, Yules would have been the cheapest option since it's only 2k gold and still gives mana regen overall. Um, Maybe no Aghanims in this game, since three of their enemies could get away from the bounce, and we don't have much of a combo to keep a certain group of enemies close. I think the best heroes to combo would be like Magnus, that would literally put like technically 5 people in a very close radius, and so the ulti will bounce really quickly since it basically have no travel time. Or Void is also not too bad, and I will put Magnus as 1, Enigma as 2, Void as 3. Darkseer is another with his vacuum, but vacuum isn't such a long duration stun. I think Aghs. Let's just talk about Aghs because I do find it rather interesting. Because Scepter does increase the damage, right? It does say Scepter damage 550. Yeah, 550 from 460. Um, but I think Aghs will be best versus PL because of all the illusions. CK is also pretty good. Meepo is good as well. Obviously, it will be really difficult to micro all 5 or 4 Meepos away from the Aghs, and it definitely slows them. PL like can second skill and then maybe stop the ulti, but if it keeps bouncing to his other teammates, it would definitely bounce back to his other illusions. And then basically just bounce between them, and having infinite bounces is much better than just 10, where if you just have 10 bounces versus a PL with lots of illusions, then it might just hit the illusions and be wasted. Any other hero? Chen is another one with his creeps and just bouncing around infinitely, though you don't want to buy Axe just to counter a Chen for sure. But yeah, um, I suppose for now, Litch Aghs is just best to combo with either heroes with good ultis to stun, um, and keep a group of enemy heroes close together like Enigma Magnus, or to counter someone with a lot of illusions like Naga, PL, Terrorblade, and Meepo. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that game and maybe got something out of it. I hope to see you next time for the next game. Goodbye.